Welcome to The Point with Mading. And today we want to talk about the role of women in society and early child marriage, as this has been one of the most talked about issue and subject in the current South Sudan. And with me, of course, I have the pleasure of sitting down with Madam Honorable Mary Nyanut, uh, who have come across in many events, who's been championing for women and girls' rights. So let me ask, why champion for women?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I am honored to be in this forum. Um, I am a woman myself, so we have a lot of challenges in our society. I'll speak in the context of South Sudan. Because of war, a lot of places and a lot of people have not been able, to be rich by help uh, in terms of education, in terms of civilization, and things like that. So before even we got in our independence, I was looking into issues. When I see things internationally, people are participating, countries are participating, and I have seen our girls. Oh, we are beautiful, and I thought, of helping because uh, before I was married, I was working as a humanitarian, and after that, I stopped working. So I wanted to be useful to my society, but I focus on that because women needs help the most in South Sudan.
Okay, so what is it about you that makes you confident to speak up against some of those issues?
It's because culturally we tend to accept things that we are not supposed to accept. There is inequity between girls and boys, and this has gone for generations. It doesn't work sometimes in modern society. So I wanted to be a voice for those who have no idea, what are their rights and how they go about it, and also to help them develop, their personalities, their ability,
But what is this that is still promoting the culture of our early child marriage in South Sudan?
There's a lot of issues. The first thing is the laws. The laws may be there, but they are not enforced. They are not in place, to protect girls. And it might be selfish of me to speak about girls only. There's boys also who are victims,
Mhm.
of this. There's boys that maybe they are only one son, and the family is like, okay, there is a, say that one child is always the evil is after one child. So they intend to let that child get married at early age. You see, so it's not a girl but it's a boy, and he will not enjoy his youth. He will not enjoy what others are doing because already he's a married man, because he's one son, or he has a brother ahead of him. This is culture
Yes.
factor, that they're supposed to marry the wife of the brother for him before he become a married man I mean to get married
To his
to his
own.
wife,
Yes.
to his own.
Yeah.
So also boys become victims as well, but the majority are girls. This is a rare cases in South Sudan. This is a rare cases. So in this modern time is the laws. The laws that are not enforced. Sometimes the girls might be like, I want to study, but you see somebody with wealth. That's the education and I mean the her determination, and then the poverty. So the family wants the wealth of that man. So she becomes the victim, and she will not finish her education. So this is laws. If the laws are in place, parents would be afraid to do that. Like in Europe or advanced countries.
But do you mean we do not have any laws currently?
There is laws, but they're not practiced to the point.
Perhaps what is causing this lack of practice?
Because sometimes we have customary laws.
Gotcha.
that are allowed,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
yeah, that are allowed, to rule
Mm-hmm.
the laws of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes there is a law that says you go back to the customary laws.
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with this issue? So it gives parents or guardians right to do what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, so is my wish, to for us to be keen on doing these things.
What are women doing currently in South Sudan to just to make sure that early marriage is not taking place? Are they really playing a role, or they have no say in this?
They have a lot of women are fighting for the right of the girls, and you have seen lately in social media. If I can remember, there was a case of girls, people are betting on her, and she
Yes.
was only 17.
Mm-hmm.
um, so I was hoping, our parliamentarian and women in leadership could have, they spoke about it, they complained, and that's how the office of the first lady came up, with a campaign, to stop something like this. So
Mm-hmm.
this is good of her, and if I have a chance to support her, I will support her 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And all the women of South Sudan should support our first lady
Mm-hmm.
to go on, campaigning to the grassroots,
Mm-hmm.
because this is where these things happen, because they
Mm-hmm.
happen in the villages.
Mm-hmm.
There's no a lot that happen in towns, because there is laws here, there is people who can help.
Mm-hmm.
But back home, there is no, the authorities have no powers, to go deep down. But if the top women in the society, go deep into the root, these things will be abolished.
Mhm. I mean, talking about that, we have to also agree that we have women who encourage young girls to still go ahead, telling them that this is culture, this is what happened to me as well. So, and I had a happy marriage at the end of the day. So, it happening to you does not guarantee that you'll have a bad life, but you might as well have a good life. So, what do you say about such instances for women who advocate for such things? Is it really just about ignorance, education, or?
It comes, I had said it earlier,
Mhm.
culture become part of us,
Okay.
and sometimes you are afraid to change, you are afraid to change that factor. So women who are still doing this, they it's because of ignorance. They think when you reach the age of 25,
Mhm.
because there is women who think when you reach the age of 20 or 25, you are so
Mhm.
old
Mhm.
that you will not be able to give birth to
Mhm.
the children.
Mhm.
So this is ignorance. They don't know. They need
Mhm.
an awareness. They
Mhm.
need to know how they need to know a lot of things. Not
Mhm.
only, don't allow your child to get married at this age.
Mhm.
They need to know a lot of factors.
And how
S-
can we
s-
help them know these things, perhaps?
through campaigns, because as women, if we want our girls to be future leaders, we want our girls to be in a better place, we
Mhm.
need to let them awareness to those
Mhm.
who are not aware of a lot
Mhm.
of things
Mhm.
that are happening globally.
Mhm.
I do not advise girls to
Mhm.
be disrespectful to their parents
Mhm.
when they are talking like this. There's a way also the girls can convince, because sometimes as mothers, we have a feeling, we will have always a feeling. So if some women, when they feel that their girls are going to wrong direction, they prefer to get married immediately, so that she does not
Mhm.
misbehave.
Okay.
It happens a lot. Sometimes you allow your child to go on doing her education, and she will forget that you have allowed her to do
Mhm.
this, and she goes, you know get pregnant, play with her life. She doesn't know what she's doing. So it's good to speak to them at early age.
Mhm.
Sorry. It is good to speak to them at early age. You talk to them, and that's why we're saying to do awareness, because the women has to know it's not only giving birth to your child, or taking care of them to be like commodities, to give them away.
Mhm.
We have to speak to them, and insert in them that they are leaders. They're worth, a lot of things.
Mhm.
They need not to be played by boys.
Mhm.
They are also important.
Hmm.
And you see, they have a role in the society.
How were you able to overcome these threats? Because this is something that happens in our current society, whereby women are denied from, speaking up against certain issues. Maybe for you, what is this that made you, who you are right now?
It is coming from my background, from my family. uh, my family are outspoken people.
Okay.
Yeah, so my uncle was in politics. My father was a political activist. My mom, my mom, and a lot I have taken from my mom, because my mom was, before she became a liberator, she was a medical assistant. And we, during those days, you are not put in one place. You rotate in the district of South Sudan. So my mom was taken to a lot of places, and I have seen her stood there.
You had talked about something in regards to boys also being married off, especially maybe even elder brother dies,
Yeah.
you have to take up. Don't you think that, I mean, nobody is talking about it really, and if they're there, there are quite a few. Don't you think that the whole aspect of feminism, women empowerment, is overriding the whole aspect of also men and putting them down at a cost?
It's because we have suffered for a very long time. These were not happening to men, and a lot of things are not happening to them. And I don't deny that there is no number of men are affected by this. There is, and we should look into it. We should also help them, because they are
Mhm.
our sons, they are our, brothers. So we also have to help them.
Mhm.
We have to help
But
them.
do you see that women empowerment is taking over and forgetting about boy?
we
Boy
are
child
we,
is being forgotten.
we are not taking
Yeah.
we are not forgetting this. We are
Mhm.
not.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have said something earlier that men intend, or people think, when you become educated as a woman,
You're a
men
threat.
become, you become a threat, or you know eh, men become uncomfortable. I don't think it is true. Sometimes, we think that men are running away. Maybe it's our attitude. Something is sometimes it's something to do with our attitude,
Mhm.
because when we are that educated, we think, we forget that we are human, and we have values, and we have other things, instead of just in putting education as everything.
Mhm.
um, it feels like that because it was not like that. The game was not like that. The game
Mhm.
was, the men were the one dominating, but
Mhm.
now women are more dominating, and is threatening to men.
Yes.
But I want to tell you, my brothers, and our fathers, there is nothing like that. We should cooperate, and help each other, because this, what we want to build, is our society. It's not a competition. So who is stronger than the other? To me,
Mhm.
is we want our society to be stable. We want our society, and that's why you see women, because you see, when you look everywhere in South Sudan, you see women getting affected a lot.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that are happening. It's not only a girl child that being married out. There's a lot of things, because our people don't write wills.
Mhm.
So when your husband dies, you lose everything. You have no rights, to a lot of things, unless you are so strong, or you have a strong family that will stand by you. Otherwise,
Mhm.
you will be affected very
Mhm.
badly. People
Mhm.
are not talking about it. We should be talking about it.
Mhm.
Culturally, you cannot talk about you dying. You speak as you die. When you are
Okay.
dying, that's when you say, okay. When you know that you are dying, you call your children. Okay, this and this and this should be like this. This should do
Mhm.
this. When you are dying,
Mhm.
but it doesn't help women at all.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, so your brother will be responsible for everything, and taking everything, unless that brother have a heart, and love the brother, and he doesn't want his the family of his brother to vanish. That's
Mhm.
when, there's people who do that, even
Mhm.
better than their brother who died.
Mhm.
There is, but a
Mhm.
lot of women get affected by
Mhm.
this.
We have women who have issues with women who are called wife materials, in regards to women who believe in culture still. Women who believe that I should cook for my husband, I should clean the house, I should be respectable to my husband, I should do this, I should do that. We have these types of women. So, what is wrong with these women who are in this category? Why do you modern ladies come and say
Okay,
no?
No.
You guys are spoiling it for us. You're
No,
doing
no.
this.
Let me tell you something.
Mhm.
I don't know about other women,
Mhm.
but what we don't like is when you become a slave. You see, the person that you're doing these things to don't appreciate you.
Mhm.
But to me, I don't believe that you should not cook for your husband.
Mhm.
You should.
Mhm. But you believe a husband should also cook, yeah?
No, let me wait.
Okay.
Just wait.
Okay.
I just want to explain to you.
Okay.
Now, the fact that religious wise, I'm a religious person.
Mhm.
Religious wise, a man is the head of the house. The woman, a man cannot do without a woman. Is the head, religious wise, is the head of the family. God has put it that way.
Mhm.
I will not question God why you did it.
Mhm.
The woman, the man was put there, he cannot do anything without his help.
Mhm. Mhm.
So some men intend to take their wives as slaves, but not their helpers, not their soulmates. That's how the other women, the other side that you say that they don't like, that what they don't like. It's not that you don't cook to your husband, you don't love your husband, you don't do this to your husband. Is what we don't want is when you take her as a slave, you take advantage of her.
What about if the woman is okay with that?
You know, you are never okay with that. It's because some women, they don't want a broken home.
Mhm.
You know, they don't think of themselves. They think of their children.
True.
They think of her family. They think of her reputation.
Mhm.
But you should not die because you want to keep a reputation.
Mhm.
You have to look for ways to help that situation.
Mhm.
You cannot sit down. Some women intend not to ask for help. You know, there is a lot of places you can go for help. There's your in-laws, you know, that you can say, and some women they think that if you tell your in-laws that I'm suffering here is a bad thing, is a taboo. So they will keep quiet. It's not right. So you should ask for help, you know. And I'm sure you will get help in all these contacts in your family, friends, the family of your husband. Somebody somewhere there will help you. But don't keep quiet.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then don't you know, a man is a human being. Every person can learn, you know, but you cannot keep quiet. He will think that what he's doing to you
Yes.
is the right thing, is a good thing, until you complain, until you are like, no, in a nice way. To me, I believe that way.
So I'll still bring the factor of
And then a man can do that. You know, this is out of him.
he can cook. You
Yeah,
mean?
he can cook.
Mhm.
Is that's out of his you know, because when you take a wife,
Mhm.
it depends how you took her. You took her because you want a wife to give birth to the children so that you can have heir,
Mhm.
or you took her because you love her.
Mhm.
And when you love somebody, you will do anything. You don't care about the society, what the society says. This is my wife, she's tired, I can cook as well. You know, even before your wife tells you, you have to cook. You have to cook. And then who says that cooking is a bad thing for a man to do?
Mhm. But
There is certain man that they go to school to be cooked.
But our mothers sometimes tell us a man shouldn't be in the kitchen.
No, it should. When I was telling you the women, the women in high society, like like our moms,
Mhm.
we did everything together.
Mhm.
We ate everything. You know, not like a boy should eat this, a girl should not eat. No, I was brought up. Anything that my brothers are doing, I was doing. I was eating what I was eating. What the girls in other homes is not eating, I was eating. So it's not everybody who does that. I heard sometimes, I did not hear from her directly.
Mhm.
Honorable Nyandeng Demabior.
Mhm.
I heard that she said her son should cook, and somebody was like, "Why is she cooking? Why is he cooking?"
Mhm.
And she said, "When I send him abroad, who is going to cook for him? The sister will not be there. I will not be there. He will be alone. He has to learn. This is a skills. You have to learn to do things.
Mhm.
This is one of the things that you do.
Mhm.
You know, and also it is us who makes it to be something bad.
Mhm.
You know, like sometimes I was saying the other day, a young man wants to get married. People go and, he's the son of who? or son of so. No, no. The father was a watchman.
Mm-hmm.
What has his father got to do with him? You know, that's how the boys in the society don't want to do. They want to do a collar job. You know, they don't want to be waiters at the restaurant, because later when they want to get married, people will be like, oh, this boy, he was a waiter. He cannot marry. That is the same thing. People will be like, oh, this man, he's not a man. He cooks for his wife. Who says when you cook for your wife, you are not a man? Is a man only being not cooking makes you a man? What makes you a man? To me, is when you are caring, protective of your wife and your family, being there for them. That is a man. Not beating your wife and your sisters. That's being a man. It's not only not going to the kitchen that makes you like that. So we should get rid of things like this.
Can we? I'm sorry to interrupt, but can we say that we have women who hate women, especially when we have women who want to be an ideal wife based on traditional gender roles. So don't you think maybe women are their own enemies in regards to the fight towards equality and maybe this early marriage as well?
You see, okay, there is two things now. There's
Yes.
early marriage, and there is those women who hate the women who culturally they do everything from A to Z. You know,
Yes.
they hate them. You know, I will not put, like, for me, I will not hate somebody like that. I will make them to be aware. You know, if she's happy, if the man is treating her right and she's happy, why not? But if she's not happy and she's not being treated nice, that's something else. That's become an abuse. That's become taking advantage of somebody. It's not a family. But sometimes our hands are tied. She has to complain. She has to say, I am in problem. Help me, my sister. That's when you will help. Because by law, you are not allowed to spoil somebody's house. He can take you to court and he will be right. Unless he said with her mouth that I'm like this and I'm like this. You cannot hate somebody unless you don't know what you're doing. Because if you are an activist, you cannot get annoyed. You don't force people when you are an activist, the women activist, or child. You are against the early child marriage. If you are fighting for children's right, you don't do it by force, and you don't hate them. You know, you get ways to help that person, because what you are realizing is that person is in need, but you don't get annoyed and you don't hate them.
Are we feeling the touch really of women in South Sudan holding certain leaderships positions?
Yes.
Do we feel the difference?
You mean the difference in terms of they look
think-
down on them, or they are
No,
not
no.
doing their job?
Oh, okay. No, I mean in terms of leadership style. Do we feel like there's something new that has been brought about whereby we can look at a track record? I mean, if we were to give examples, maybe in Kenya, we can say ever since we've seen women, we've seen so much more about sanitary pads being talked about in most public places. We can see that all about just women and women's rights being advocated for, and job promotions as well. You know, women being involved in parties as well. So do we have this track record perhaps in South Sudan as well?
We are getting there. You know, compared to Kenya,
Mhm.
Kenya has been stable for many years. But I'm seeing we are advancing. You know, for a country like South Sudan, we have been in war. We have fought for our country. Let me say, maybe we are backwards in a sense. You know, like a lot of women have not gone to school and a lot of things. But lately, you know, you see, for a country that just got the independence, we are advanced. You know, there is countries who are not able. It's only South Africa that gave a position of Minister of Defense to a woman. South Africa, but in Africa they don't. There is certain position they don't give to women. But in South Sudan, I applaud the government of South Sudan for doing this. You know, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the backbone of political PR
Yes.
to the country, giving Minister of Defense, it's a crucial ministry. It's the ministry that look into things, security, a lot of things given to a woman, and a lot of other positions, and vice president for the first time, I guess. So all this, to me, we are going there. I'm looking into a brighter future. It's that women are trusted. They begin to trust women. Before they are like, the Marasakit is a woman. Yeah, but not Marasakit anymore. So if a woman, is going on a parade, and she's a vice president, and she's a minister for foreign affairs, and she is. We have a lot of opportunities, and I applaud the men of South Sudan. They're getting the rhythm. They're getting it. That we can serve as well. We can do things that men do, and we can even do them better.
Okay. Yeah. As we come to the end of this, maybe two questions. What is the advice you share with young women entering a male-dominated society and profession?
First of all, you have to believe in yourself. You don't say, oh, they will do like this, or they will say. A lot of South Sudanese, a lot of us, we are afraid of what people will say. You see, we are afraid of what people will say.
Yes.
Yeah, we are afraid of people will say, oh, she's like this or she's like that. So I want to tell the young women, the ambitious young women, believe in yourself. Believe in what you're doing, and believe that you can do what a man can do. So, and even better. So, the other thing, support each other. Because when we do things together, we prosper. We achieve a lot. Let us support those who are coming up. Don't see the other girls or the other women are a threat to you. We are not a threat to each other. We have a lot of things to be done in South Sudan. We have a lot of areas that we can cover. We cannot be on our each other's throat. There's a lot of things that we can do for our country to prosper.
Okay, and in regards to that, just to something we've not talked about, congratulations for your recent appointment. What do you think about this, and what do you intend to do with this opportunity?
I appreciate the president for appointing me. The first thing I'll say is that I will not let down my people, the people of South Sudan, the people of my constituency. I will do everything in my powers to change a lot of things that I was not able to do when I was not in this place. The first thing I'll be openly. I've been doing it behind the curtains. Supporting women, becoming women activists. I will do that in a broader way. I will also advocate and do awareness campaigns for people not to sit and wait for the government to do things. We need to be a working nation. People need to understand that the government cannot accommodate everybody. The government will do certain things, and the people will do certain things. When people become hardworking, the government, the country will prosper. There is certain jobs that we need, the parliamentarian need to make our countrymen and women aware that they're supposed to do is normal thing. And we have to be an example. We have to do it. Like I have promised myself, if I'm sworn in, I will not change anything in me. I will still go to Konya Konya if I need something. I will still, if somebody needs help, I will give help if I have that. If I have to do something on the street, I have to do it. Because sometimes when you become like you're an honorable, it's taken in a very bad way. You cannot do this, you cannot do that. I'll still be going on normal economy, no VIP, because it doesn't add anything. There is a lot of things we need to do, to change for people to see that we are their servants. We are not, when you elect people or when you appoint people, it is to work for the people, is to work for the nation. So I'm not going to change. What I will change is things that I was not able to change when I did not have this
What is
position.
this one thing you want to change? Just one thing.
I want us to love our country. I don't see it. When I walk around, I don't see the love of the country. When we were young, we used to, energetic. We used to be. If you are told to go to fire, you will go to fire because of South Sudan. But now we are selling our country. We are doing things that sell our country. Like for example, on the Facebook, our people don't realize Facebook is not only our village. Facebook is not our country.
It's a
Facebook
global-
is the global village.
Yeah.
So you are making, even you who in that country, you are making yourself to be hate, because what you are writing, somebody is reading, and when they see you, they say, "Oh, these people are like this." So you are not excluded. You think that you are talking about people in South Sudan, individuals. You think you are talking about certain group, but you are selling your country indirectly. So it comes back. We're supposed to put our image. We're supposed to make South Sudan image better to the world. We have to introduce our country to the world as a beautiful place, as a nice place, so that people can come. And by doing that, you will attract the investors. You will attract the tourists, to come and see this place that people are speaking about. But if you are speaking horribly about your country, you think that you are doing something bad to that person, but actually you are doing something horrible to your country. So this is the one thing I want to change. I want to change the mentality of our people. Love your country. It doesn't matter who is in the leadership. It doesn't matter who is ahead of you. It doesn't matter who is responsible of what. Love your country. Be a patriotic. It doesn't. You don't say it in your mouth. Do it. Let us work and prosper, because it will not prosper when we point finger. Mading is not doing this. Or why Mading is doing that? Or when he was interviewing Nyanut, he did this wrong. And you're saying it in the social media. There's a way you can do it. Call somebody and say, "I love what you're doing." But you see, if you can do it this way, it will be a nice thing. Let us be positive, but we are negative all the time. So if I have power, I would change that.
Wow, amazing. So for most people know you as the national director to Miss World South Sudan. So is this a goodbye towards this sector, or how do you intend on balancing on this?
I actually, this initiative is like a PR for South Sudan. A lot of people don't know. Sometimes when I knock on the doors, they see me as Nyanut knocking, and she wants wealth to go and build herself. In fact, I went bankrupt with my husband because of this initiative. Why? Because my husband believed in this. There is a certain time I will give up, and I will like them, "No, I cannot do it." And he will say, "No, you have to continue. I will support with his own money. He will support this initiative." And it feels good. I will not stop doing this program, because it raised the flag of South Sudan in a global stage. So if I'm allowed, I don't know what are the regulations in the parliament, but if I'm allowed, I'm not giving it up. I will support it. I will bring a team that will work on that, and to support it myself, because it gives a good reputation to South Sudan. There is certain countries that they don't know something called South Sudan exists. Through our beauty, we're beautiful people. We attract, our skin attract a lot of even those who are racist. They are not able to resist our beauty. So this is a good thing. And we are intelligent people. So these things I cannot give it up, because it's a good initiative that will promote women in South Sudan. And also I introduce Mr. World.
Wow.
So it's also promoting young people, allowing them to be in a global stage to speak for themselves and speak for others. So Miss World South Sudan will continue.
Well, thank you for this promoting talent and youths as well. And you're on track record on video in regards to talking about change. What is this constituent, or you've not been told yet, that you represent?
I represent Twic.
Twitch?
Twic Mayar.
Or Twitch Mayar as a
Yeah,
constituency?
yeah.
So Twitch Mayar
For
people
we, yeah,
should
women.
be looking
It's a
forward.
women seat.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. Otherwise, thank you very much
Thank you.
for this opportunity. I know we really looked for you, but we're glad you made it.
Thank
And
you.
we wish you all the best and in your endeavors as well.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, shukran.
Thanks.
I really appreciate. Oh, Corona.
Thank you.
Ah.